Hepinize merhaba arkadaşlar. Kanalıma video hepiniz hoş geldiniz. Bugün The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt serimizin yeni bölümüyle karşınızdayım. Videoyu beğenmeyi, yorum yapmayı ve kanalıma abone olmayı da unutmayın arkadaşlar. Şunu da bir tutuştur. Aynen bizim adamın görüntüsü şöyle bir bakalım. Bu bölüm ne yapacağız arkadaşlar? Bu bölümde Biberli'ye kekike git diyor. Kırçekler Trish'in görevini başlatması arkadaşlar biliyorsunuzdur. Bir önceki bölümde arkadaşlar. Onu da mutlaka kesinlikle unutmayın. Ana hikayemizi de birazcık yavaştan hızlıca ilerliyoruz. O görevi bitirmeye çalışacağız. Hem burada da iki tane üçgen görevi var. Yan görevler. Onları da başlatabiliriz arkadaşlar. Çok görev yapacağız bu bölümde. En azından Trish'in bölümünü bitirmeyi hedefliyorum. Ardından yan görevler de var. Onları da bahsedeceğiz. Ama ondan önce bir zaman geçirelim. Gece 12 iyidir. Gece 12 kadar zaman geçir. Güzel. Enerjimiz tam. Ağrımızda sıkıntı yok. O zaman ilerleyebiliriz. Koş. Şuradan dümdüz arkadaşlar koşmaya başlayalım. Yağmur bir gün. Uzun bir süredir yağmur yağmıyordu. Yine artık yağmur yağmaya başladı. Kısa yolu deniz arkadaşlar. O kadar uzun yolu yürümeyeceğim. Onu da söyleyeyim. Artık yolumuzu kısaltmaya da başladık. İşte hızlı bir koş. Mümkün olduğunca en kısa şekilde tamamlamaya çalışıyoruz arkadaşlar. Yolculuğumuzu. Yavaş yavaş şuradan ilerleriz. Bu işaretleyelim. Şuradan da en yukarıya doğru geldik. Görkem kapısına hızlıca yolculuğumuzu yapalım. Bu bölümde arkadaşlar artık 1 saat arası sürer. Trish'in görevinin bitme şeyine göre değişecek. Yarım bıraktığımız bir görev daha var. Kilit neydi? Hani mağaraya girmiştik de Varşav'ı görmüştük. Onu da artık sonuna doğru yapmayı düşünüyorum arkadaşlar. Şu ana görevinin çoğunu da halletmek de istiyorum. Bayağı yan görevde birikti. Koş tutabiliriz. 140 metre diyor. 3 saatte buraya geldi. Hava zaten aydınlanır görevler başlayınca. Buradan değilmiş. Şöyle bir koştu. Biberli ve kekike git demiş. Biz de gidelim. Şimdi yakalım. Şuradan mı? Benim işareti koydu. İyi güzel hoş da. Nasıl getireceğiz? Aha. Oradan gideyim şık. Aha kavga var. Biberi ve kekik. Bunu da yapalım. Çok enteresan görevler vardı. Zoltan.
To someone's ass, as always. Who were those men?
Local color. I wasn't going more than a moment. Long enough for them to turn our home into theirs. All right, time for some spring cleaning. I've got to boot them all out. Care to join me?
Elendi.
With pleasure.
Kavga var. Bana biz... Oy. İki yumruk aldık. İş bitti. Güzel. Benim için de güzeldi. Bayağı dövüşü izlemiştim.
Hey Zoltan, you look good.
Zoltan'a bak.
What with the war on, no Mahakaman meat to be found, but Redanian lagers standing in just fine. You, though, you've withered a bit. Something worrying you?
Siri'yi arıyorum.
It's about Siri. I know she came to Novigrad. Might still be here.
You mean she's come back? I'll be damned. I wonder if I'd recognize her.
6 mı 7 mi?
Years is it now? Six?
Bu kadar yıl geçti mi ya?
But
Doğru,
what should we
kız
do here?
küçüktü ilk bölümden. Ki baştaki kız.
She might be in danger.
See her in your dreams?
Couple times. Her and the Wild Hunt.
Oh, not good.
Not at all, but I know she came here and contacted Dandelion.
We've a wee problem then.
Dandelion öldü. Dandelion nerede?
Where's Dandelion?
Dandelion.
I'd like to know that myself. Maybe he could explain what the hell's going on. I just barely returned, as you saw. Expecting to come home to a hot like a boar and some cold ale. What do you find instead? A shitstorm. Dandelion gone, the tavern chock full of bums. Have no clue what happened.
Dandelion da gitmiş.
Let's look around. Might find something that'll put us on his trail.
Prime idea. I say we start on the ground floor. It's where he sat.
Tamamdır. Zemin yerden basıyoruz. Burası da ok koydu. Tamamdır. Oo, şurada bayağı ünlem şeyler çıktı.
Aha!
10 barrels of
10
two
fıçı sek.
5 cases of sodden triple mead. Nothing here.
No. That's exactly what we're looking for.
Bu mu? Direkt dakika bir bulduk mu?
It's planner.
Bu yeni işte. Dandelion ve azanda tutmak ha.
Huh. Dandelion and planning. Good one. Besides, anything he wrote here probably had a special system. Chaos only he could ever decipher. Actually, in the past, sometimes not even that.
Give him a chance. Might not be that bad. Seems when he inherited this fine establishment, it came with some fine responsibilities. Bookkeeping among them. He also made a habit of noting down the times of his meetings, official and private. So,
Kiminle görüşmüş?
seeing of late. Here it is.
Hergeleye bak.
Meeting women of late. The dog.
Bunun yararlı olabilir.
Not a bad idea. Dandelion's pretty loose-lipped. Might have blabbed something to a lady friend that'll put us on his trail.
That's what I'm counting on. We should divide these somehow. Perhaps. Fuck it. I'll ask the lassies in my half, you interrogate the ones in yours. Suche?
Uyar.
Zoltan, wait. This is in verse.
And you figure that's unnatural because?
Wonderful. Meet me back here when you're done. Share our findings.
Right, yeah. Need to do a wee bit of tidying before I go. Cannot stomach the idea of coming back to this mess. And you'd be wise to
Tamam,
read yours
9.
before you scurry off. If you need anything, I'll be next door.
Tamamdır. Ajandasını nasıl okuyacağız? Sosyal şeyler vardı. Sonra bir bakalım.
From the finest vineyards, every last one.
No one knows the fruit of the vine like Dandelion.
Dandelion.
The faculty of Oxenford University is honored to grant Julian Alfred Pancratz, Viscount de Letonov, the title of Master of the Seven Liberal
Bizim
Arts.
adımız yüzde
And he's got that damn
şey yapmışlar. Şurada bir tane daha bir şey var.
This the loot he got from the elves of Dolblathana.
Aye. Must have been in a great rush to leave it behind.
Şurada 2 tane daha şey var.
Annual balladry contest. Silver laurel awarded to Master.
Dandelion Usta.
Prince Hereward himself did the honors, and the feast afterwards to celebrate the laureates. Dandelion taught a swine to yodel, and
Şu mu acaba?
another time.
No nose is too small.
Aye, and the sword's too big. By the by, is that how it's done? Killing a wyvern?
Technique's not quite right, but you gotta admit he's doing it with gusto.
Peki envanterde mi okuyacağız? Dandeli'nin azandısını. Eğri oku. Rosa ve Ate kırmızı tonunda utanan bir gül gibi. Molly, Marabella, Vespula, Elia. Okuduk. Hayda, buna görüş diyor. Peki ya buna bir şey alsam kızar mı? Kızmaz. Çünkü birazcık yemek varsa yemek yağmalamak iyi olabilir. Kızmıyor. Değil mi?
Still here? Looking for something?
Just checking to see that everything's in place. Buggers might have hauled something off for pawning.
Actually, glad you're still here. Wanted to ask you about someone.
Aha, buna sormamız lazımmış. Molly.
Though well she knows the touch of silken lace, she shuns not straw when gripped in lust's embrace.
Molly.
They
Things
bildi.
for the Baroness Lavalette.
A baroness within reach and he settled for a chambermaid?
Dandelion's not one to judge folk by their station. You know that. Like he says,
Cuma'nın altında hepimiz eşitiz.
we're all equals.
Yeah. Guess a true poet observes life in all its aspects, examines it from all perspectives.
Marabella.
If I didn't know him better, I'd say he was jealous about this Marabella. Oh, I doubt it. Former pupil. And well, the tales he told me about her.
Doubt I want to hear them.
Probably better off not. Things between them took a turn for the strange
En
at
iyisi
some point.
duymayayım.
Meaning?
She had him wearing mummers' costumes. Took to calling him Christian, referring to herself as Anastasia.
Huh. Truly perverse.
Aynen, kesinlikle.
And half of it. Called him a stallion once. Thus the fool took it as a compliment. Till she pulled a bit in the reins into her cupboard. Oh, poor bastard fled out the window.
Vespula.
Vespula. Name rings a bell. She threw his knickers out the window.
That's her.
Hollered something about him being a scoundrel with a voice like a consumptive pheasant.
That's her.
Threw flower pots at him.
Guess soul flames never die.
Rosa Val Atre.
Like a rose abashed of its
Kırmızı
crimson
tonunda.
hue, fair Rosa would sink into humor's blue. She shunned her lessons in civility to swing her dwarf with agility. Dwarf. Never suspected he'd be so humble.
Dwarfs what Rosa var Atre named her Guihir. Well chosen, eh? Her dad's a Novgardian aristocrat with the imperial legation. Commissioned Dandelion to tutor Rosa and her sister in the art of rhetoric. But we, Rosa,
Vallahi-
preferred swordplay.
How
Hepsi
dare she
karşısına
reject
çökmeye
a
gidiyor.
great bard in favor of a common swordmaster.
More than one, it seems. Week on week, we get fresh gossip about her thrashing another instructor. So bad he resigns. Word has it her dad's now looking to hire her next victim. I mean, instructor.
Şu Vespula'yı merak ediyorum. 5.50 halledebil. Dinleyelim.
A figure most rare, her nature dual. Look deep in her eyes or be made a fool. Well, well, seems fascinated with this one.
Not without reason. Never been much for elven women myself, but this one's exceptional.
Rakesta Pindabay.
Say Francesca
Pindabay.
Findabair'd be jealous.
You want to take this one then?
Nah, you can have her.
Why?
See, elven beauty is like a young Beauclair wine, whereas I prefer vodka straight up.
Hayda. Bilmek istediğim her şeyi öğrendim.
Well, know about all I wanted to know. Thanks for your help.
Eyvallah dostum. Okuyalım. Ne zaman silah döneceksin? Umarım yakın dönersin. Seni çok özledim. Her yanım özlemle kavruluyor. Eğer geleceksen önceden bana haber ver. Okey. Şunu bir bana ver. Biraz etrafı yağmurluyum. Kusura bakma. Yemek varsa gömelim. Anlaşılan buradan çok bir şey alabileceğiz. Buna gerek yok. Tam fazla loot yapmaya gerek yok. Pardon. Hızlıca bir şu 5 burayı bulalım. Şuradan şöyle. Koştu. Sabah 6 olmuş, yine yağmurlu. Aha, geldik.
I will get you every last copper, with interest. Give me a week, please.
Horson's no banker. He's an honest man. You pay on time, you get protection. You don't pay.
Aha,
What you all
ben geldim.
stupid wench? What are you hoping for? A knight in shining armor?
Close enough.
Keep out of this, greyhead, not your concern.
Beş Pilatı başkasının
Got
himayesinde.
someone else's protection now.
Really? Who's that be?
Ben.
Mine offered her a better rate.
All right. So, let's see if you're a good bargain or just cheap shit.
Bekle. Al. Sen de ölmedin mi? Öldü. Sen de hayattasın.
Covered in blood, all of it. So much work for naught.
No need to thank me. It was nothing.
Evet, teşekkür et.
Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful, but
Artık ben varım.
everything I had,
Ya da
I
direnci
just
kralım.
lost.
Evet, onu verebiliriz. Sana Dandeli'nin ile ilgili sormam gerek.
We've met.
I don't. Wait, I know you. You're that witcher I near clobbered with a vase when. Well,
When you kicked Dandelion out. Through the balcony. Actually, he's the reason I'm here. Know where he is?
probably out whoring. That horse pheasant. That lying scoundrel.
Ouch. What did he do to get your goat?
Same
Şu
guy.
Dandeli'ni merak ettim.
Prize bullshitter came back saying it was till death do we part this time. And no more than a week passed before I spotted him in Harbourside, strolling with some trollop on his arm. 'Twas the last straw. All those questions about the washerwomen at the bathhouse, then this. I beat him black and blue and threw him out on his
Helal olsun. Liman tarafının yanında kim vardı? Liman tarafında.
This woman he was with in the harbor. Who was she?
claimed she was his niece
Corvy'den
from Covia.
gelen yeğeni o lider etti.
Corvia, more likely. Corset so tight her eyes were popping out her head. His too, come to think of it. An artist or a whore doesn't much matter as they're one in the same.
Bakalım. Sonra bir soralım.
Ask you about other washerwomen? Not terribly subtle even for him.
Maybe he likes some sudsy.
Maybe. But what did he ask about exactly?
Oh, this and that, really. What's it like at the bathhouse? Have I got any friends there? What are their working hours? I don't know. Maybe he's looking to hire one for his tavern. Maybe I got all in a huff. for
Belki
no
de.
reason.
Sağ ol, iyi
Thanks
şanslar.
for your help. Listen, when I find Dandelion, anything I should tell him?
No. I mean, Tell him he's a two-faced snake.
İki yüzlü bir yılan olduğunu
It
söyle.
would be nice if you dropped by.
Çok merak ettim. İç kişiyi vurduk. Bir yerde bir şey varsa toparlayalım. 300 puan verdi. Güzel. Buna gerek yok. Tavuk buldu. Yemekleri toplayacağım arkadaşlar. Bunu almaya gerek yok. Şunu bir ver. Şunu al. Ancak işe yarayabilir. Ağırlık 70 daha çok var. Rahatız. Koşuşturalım bakalım. Nereye gideceğiz? Eliha.
Perfect weather to sit by a fire. Ah, watch it.
Yakın yerdeymiş. Gidelim bakalım. Bir kahve. Nereden gideceğim? Şurada mı? Buradan mı gireceğim? Hayır. İçeride galiba. Elia. Sen misin o Elia?
I'm a friend of Dandelion's, looking for Elial.
You've come to the right spot. How might I be of service? Need something shortened? Patch your trousers, darn your socks.
You Elial?
Yes. Now pick your jaw up off the floor.
Sorry, I thought Elial was one
Valla
of
ben
Dandelion's
de.
girlfriends.
Oh, so it's that. Wait here. Any better?
So you're...
Eliha.
Did you and Dandelion... I mean... How did you two meet?
Anlatmasan daha iyi.
In a tavern. He was blind drunk.
Don't think I want to know what happened next.
Oh, stop. He wasn't so drunk as not to figure it out. Besides, men don't interest me. I told him that from the start. Luckily, Dandelion's an open-minded fellow. We had a lovely evening. He became a loyal customer afterwards.
Hepsini soralım. Dandelion'u en son ne zaman gördün?
Dandelion visit your shop often?
I tried many times to talk him into a decent doublet. Sadly, he'd only come in to get a button rear fixed or a hole patched.
When did you last see him?
Some time ago, he brought in one of Zoltan's jerkins, insisted I sew on an extra pocket. Odd as requests go, I had the distinct feeling he'd actually come to talk.
Dandelion'la ne hakkında konuştunuz?
What did you and Dandelion talk about? He asked about anything in particular?
Şu Dandelion'u merak ettim.
Had an ordinary chat, really. Although, indeed, he did keep asking about Kalkstein. If Dandelion and I hadn't laid our cards on the table at the start, I might have suspected he had a history with the alchemist. He spoke like a lovesick beau. In fact, he desperately wished to meet with him.
Kalkstein's in Novigrad? Wouldn't mind seeing him myself.
You're too late, I fear. The witch hunters nabbed him
Oo,
recently,
yakmışlar.
burned him at the stake in Hierarch Square. But as he perished, the goings-on impressive. Fiery beasts circled his pyre, then rose into the sky and exploded to form letters.
Really? What did they spell?
Radovid sucks flaccid cock.
Keşke sormasaydın. Neden böyle giyiniyorsun?
I know this is none of my business, but why do you...
Why do I dress up? As a child, I dreamt of becoming a Doppler when I grew up. I became a tailor instead. Discovered clothing. Costumes can express all the complexities of one's personality. I'm a Redanian countess one day, a dockside thug the next. That is true freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Have you never thought to become someone else? Even for a moment?
Valla
It must be horrible
Efsungerlik,
being a witcher all
Witcher'lık iyi.
I managed to stay interested.
Yardım için sağ ol.
Thanks for your help, and nice to meet you.
I can help with much more. If you need new trousers or a vest, you know where to find me.
Bir tane bu terzi şeyi yapacak, işaretleyecek. Evet, işaretliği koydu. 150 puan verdi. Karakter kaydı eklendi. Kaç karakter var? Merak etmiyor değilim. Kızıl göz gel. 300 metreyi ben yürüyemem. Burada yapamazsın diyor. Valla böyle konuşalım. Buraya da işaret koydu. Güzel, en azından işaret koysun da daha hızlı bir şekilde giriş yaparız. Niye ben hızlı koşamıyorum ki? Hız sınırı var atla. Neyse artık arkadaşlar koşturalım. Ne kadar sıkıcı ya. Buradan hızlı koşturamam ama. Ya sıkıcı olmuş. Çocuk hasta olmuş. Bir doktor kötü. Marabella en merak ettiğim kişi abi. Selamünaleyküm. Marabella. Hanginiz Marabella?
Excuse me. I'm looking for Marabella.
I am she. Wait outside. Class is in session.
Bekleyeyim. Ders varsa.
I'll wait.
It won't take long. It turns out he'll not come after all. Why not? A rat bit him. Greetings, Haggard.
Yes, you do. Just the other day I saw a witch hunter tell a man, "You rat," and then he
Hazır gelmişken de Molly hakkında konuşalım. En son bekliyoruz. Şimdi ders var. Tam belki acem var da diyebilirim de. En azından dersi bozmak istemedim. Koştu, koştu, koş, koş, koş, koş, koş. Haydi, haydi, hızlı, hızlı, hızlı, hızlı. Yağdı, yağdı, yağdı. Koş, koş, koş, koş, koş.
Oh, that really got my dandelion.
How could you?
Ya var bitecek değil ya. Oraya sıkışamam. Varsın yani. Geldik. Geldiğini halledelim. En son orada bekleyeceğiz yani.
This baronet's La Vallette's villa.
Shouldn't interest you. The Baroness don't mingle with just anyone.
Don't worry. I'm here to see your chambermaid, Molly.
Out of the way. Baroness is riding out. Be gone.
Ateşe bak.
Geralt of Rivia at my doorstep? Surely this is no chance encounter?
Greetings, Baroness. Greetings, General. You're right. I'm here for a reason.
Evet, gelişmenin bir sebebi
There's
var.
no mistaking you. But for etiquette's sake, Mary Louisa Lavalette, an Imperial General and a Witcher meet, and know each other. Surprising.
Volis'le Vizima'da tanışmıştık.
Yeah, we had an opportunity to, talk when the Emperor summoned me to Vizima.
Had you run afoul of Var Emrys? No. You'd be long dead if that were so. It seems, then, that you share some interests. But I shan't question you out of doors. Will you accept my invitation? Tell me what brings you here.
Looking for a girl named Molly.
Molly.
Heard she works here.
My maidservant. I'm afraid she's currently at the home of my dear friend Patricia Vegelbud.
Perhaps Geralt could accompany us. He could speak with Molly at the races.
Is that something you'd consider, Witcher? Care to partake of some sophisticated diversion?
Şeyini memnuniyetle gelin.
Well, if
Şimdi
Molly
taş
will be there.
düşmeyin.
On our way then.
Koyalım. Bakalım. Keşke o görevde yapsaydık ya. Onu bekleseydik. Şimdi nereye geldik bilmiyorum ki. Navigasyonu diyor ilk harita mı? Yok, ilk haritaya geçecek hali yok ya. Bakalım neler olacak. Yarım saat tamamlanmış videoda. Bir yarım saat 30-45 dakika daha oynarız. Birkaç saat sonra.
We've arrived.
My father owned a similar estate in Bruges. As a young girl, I'd travel there often to ride.
Shall we look at the horses? Do you like horses, Geralt?
Eğer sevdim.
So, called every horse I've had Roach.
The grey mare is Cantarella, sired by Kahir, the champion
Kahir.
from Vol.
Çok
Gray's a nice color.
güzel bir şey.
Horses too.
Attığı
White
seviyorum.
wings on the black stallion, Nemrod, purest Nilfgaardian stock.
Surprised he didn't salute you, General.
Atlı hakkında çok şey bilir misin?
Seem to know your
Atmadır.
horses.
No is not the word. Morvrand's a true expert.
I find them to be far more honest than men. Must say, I'm curious how you manage in the saddle, Witcher.
Mostly just try to stay in it.
What would you say to a little race?
Not what I came here for.
Don't make me beg, Witcher. Tell you what, win and I shall give you my finest saddle. Made in Nilfgaard proper of
Vay bak.
bountifully
Bu çok iyi. Haydi yarışalım.
Wouldn't mind seeing if your knowledge of horses translates into riding skills.
Well said. So, which steed do you choose?
Kendi atım. Cantarella.
The gray mare looks nimble. Besides, knew a man named Kahir once. I'll go with her.
I'll not ride with you, but I shall bet on a steed. Nemrod will win, no matter the rider.
In that case, I shall try my luck on the Zeracanian Bay. I see no point in delaying this. Let's begin.
Umarım kesin kısır gözü gelseydik ya. Ben şimdi bu hafta bilmiyorum. Ne yapacağız bilemedim.
Riders, ready!
Hazırız.
I adore the speed, the rush of air.
Let's go.
Yeni bir at. Yolcu unutmayayım. 900 metre mi? 900 metre. Bitmediğine göre
Come on, Witcher. Let's see what you're made of.
haydi koştu koştu.
Don't spare the horse.
Umarım yanlış yerden gelmiyoruzdur.
I adore the speed, the rush of air.
Vallahi az kalsın geçiyor diye ben daha çok süre zannettim.
A beautiful victory.
Thanks.
For one for whom every horse is a roach, you carry yourself exquisitely in the saddle. My congratulations.
Kızıl gözlü.
That is yours.
Eyvallah.
Now, could I talk to your chambermaid, milady?
Ah, yes, Molly. That is why you came here after
Aynen.
the portly young
Yarışmamız da iyi oldu.
That's her.
Speak to her. And you must find us when you're ready to return to Novigrad. We'd be delighted to join you for the journey.
Eyvallah.
Nothing hurts as much as life. Sick of it all.
Molly.
I'm Molly, my lord. Wish to see me?
Call me
Evet.
Geralt.
Geralt! That Geralt! The one Dandelion's rescued time and time again.
Evet. O olmasaydı.
Wouldn't be here if not for Dandelion.
Told me all about your adventures. How he'd read
En azından
about
Dandeli'ni
his
üzmeyelim.
sins, how he tamed the Karen by playing his lute.
I meant that literally. Dandelion's why I'm here. Came to ask you about him. Know where he might be?
No. Sadly, I haven't got a clue. We've not seen
Hiç
each
kimse
other in ages.
bilemeyecek mi ya?
The Baroness don't approve of our acquaintance. Says Dandelion's a good-for-nothing layabout. Can you imagine? But... or maybe his sister could help.
Kız kardeşimi.
Such a nice girl.
Dandelion'un zaten
Any
son
chance
konuşmasını
you
hatırlıyor
remember
musun?
your last conversation with Dandelion?
Course. He came to borrow some coin for a bar.
Bence bu adamı öldürdüler.
Why do you need a barge?
To take me on a romantic cruise of the canals by the light of the moon. Said there'd be strawberries and that wine with the bubbles, and he'd sing me arias. But I've not seen him since.
Dandelion'un kız kardeşi yok, farkındasın.
You do
Değil mi?
realize Dandelion doesn't have a sister.
Sure he does. Saw him myself. Funny, she don't look like him at all. Blonde for starters. Maybe they've different fathers.
Mm-hmm. Different mothers too.
Maybe. But you could see he cares for her. Looks after her. The way he carried her
Ben
pack.
çok merak ettim Dandelion'u.
Know where I can find her, Dandelion's sister?
I know. Whenever I asked Dandelion when we'd visit her, he'd grow all quiet and then change the subject.
Teşekkürler, hoşça kal.
Thanks, Molly.
Wait, before you go, I've got a request.
Neymiş bakalım.
Dandelion told me once he'd show me his etchings, but he never did. I'd so like to see them.
Won't be too hard to convince him. He loves showing off those etchings to anyone he can.
Oh, that's wonderful! Thanks, and good luck to you on your search.
Eyvallah. Seviye 11 yükseldik. Süper. Bir son neredeyse merak ettim. Bir haritaya bakacağım. Ha, buradayız. Kargo tüneli tam da. Ben diyorum burası neresi? 150 puan.
Have you long been in Novigrad,
Stop
sir?
staring, or I shall call the guards.
Why would a witcher come here?
Sizde miydi?
Ah, Geralt, there you are. Shall we return together?
Olur.
Gladly.
En azından hızlı ilerleriz.
Road ought to seem shorter with some company.
I'd say the same. Well then, let's go.
Güzel. En son bir 40 dakikaya yakın bir bölüm oldu. Hiçbir şey anlamadım. Yani hikaye çok uzun. Bu şey çok uzun olacak arkadaşlar. Yani eline geldiğince ilerleteceğim seriyi. Tıkılırsa bir yerden sonra tıkanacağız diye tahmin ediyorum ama umarım tıkanmayız. Özgür şehir Novigrad. Birkaç saat sonra buraya geldik. Çok güzel yer ya. Oyunu bayağı iyi yapmışlar. Geldiğimize göre diğer kızlarla, diğer kişiler daha doğrusu görüşelim. Size de arkadaşlar bu seriyi beğeniyorsunuz da videoyu beğenmeyi, yorum yapmayı da mutlaka unutmayın.
And here we are. Thank you for your company.
Likewise. See ya.
Görüşürüz. Mağara Bel hakkında konuş.
They let him rap and
Yakınlar. Umarım telif gelmez, umarım telif gelmez. Bekle, pardon. Az kalsın ölecektim ya.
Granddad's sick.
Şuradan şöyle koştu. Ha şuradan. Ben de diyorum ki geçiş yok. Atımız da bu değilmiş. Bella, ben geldim.
Now can we talk?
Yes. What do you want?
I know you saw Dandelion recently.
Oh, yes. Longest afternoon of my life.
He read you his poems.
No. We perused the illustrated guide to fungi.
Maybe. No. Won't even try to guess why he wanted to do that.
Mold. That was his interest. When his hand abandoned my knee to point at a figure of penicillium, I knew the fire between us had died. Permanently.
Onun sonrasında gördün mü?
See Dandelion after the fungus incident?
No. I even considered granting him another chance. His heart of hearts is pure gold. He simply needs a bit more discipline in his life. But he never came back to see me. So I thought if it's done, it's done.
Senin hakkında bir şey yazmış.
Found a poem Dandelion wrote about you. Portrayed you as an unusually talented individual.
Really? Did he mention my poetry? Horses have always fascinated me. I've always longed to extol their noble beauty. Did you see any of my work at Dandelions? Mere exercises, true, but I'd be curious to know what you thought of them.
No. Didn't see any.
Gee up! A snakely whip rose skyward. Jee-haw! Crack! She reined the beast in. The stallion danced betwixt her thighs. Lava bathed its chin.
O at şey buydu.
Don't know much about poetry.
Hoşça kal. Gel kendini kurtar.
Farewell.
Bella. Tamam, bunu yaptı. Son bir kişi kaldı. O da 70 metre. At burada bekliyor, zaten çağırırız. Koştu, koş. Koştu bakalım. Rosa ve Van Atta'ya hakkında konuş. Bakalım neredeymiş o.
Just look at you. No luck. Writhing and slippery the bugger, as quick as a tomcat. Scrambled out the hole in the back wall.
Sounds like it might have been an acrobat.
Maybe so. Both misses are fond of freaks.
Senmişsin o.
Mark my words, I'll kick him out. Yet another night with that whore.
I'm in no mood.
At devletin
You're an offense to the majesty of the
Your
eternal.
reputation precedes you, Geralt.
yine bir yerden arayacağız, şöyle gemiyi bulacağız. Oradan gelebildik diye tahmin ettim ama.
Hey there, handsome.
Biraz daha çabalarsan gireceksin. Ama düşme ihtimali de var.
What's the hurry, my prince?
Bir yolu bu. Size mi konuşacağız?
Aye.
Hah. Sizi konuşacakmışık. Rosa ve Atta'yı acıyorum diyeyim.
Oh, mate, if you only knew what I want. Miss Rosa don't see just anybody.
I'm Geralt of Rivia, a witcher.
Soon as Miss Rosa turns into a striker, I'm sure her papa will send for you. But she's not showing any symptoms yet, so I venture you're not needed. On your way now. thanks. We ain't looking for no witch. What do you want?
Rosa var Atra's expecting me. Supposed to give her lessons in swordplay.
Come with me. Miss Rosa awaits.
İlginç.
Won't you realise what you've gotten yourself into?
Hope so too.
Miss Rosa's got a downright beastly temper. Shows no mercy once she grips a sword.
Muhafız giyebilsem bir de.
Grab a wooden one. And take care not to hurt the little miss. You'll earn the ambassador's ire.
Kırıcı alma.
Well, another freak.
Dur. Aldım.
Follow me.
Tamam edeceğim. Gir içeri ki takip edeyim. Gerçekten arkadaşlar çok da yani uzatmışlar diye düşünüyorum.
You're my new instructor. Well, Papa clearly went out of his way this time. Wood, to start with. I must know your worth.
Şimdi bunu mu savaşacağız? Vay, yakıştı. Bir şey özel gücü kullanabilsek keşke. Onu güveyim tam.
Not too late to surrender.
Damn it! Well fought. You're much better than the last one.
Ben bir an tırstım.
Actually, your swordplay instructor.
Really? Then who are you? And how on earth did you get in?
Ben bir efsungerim. İşçim buradayım.
I'm looking
A witcher? That's splendid. I always wanted to meet a witcher. This is so exciting.
Çok Dandeli'ni arıyorum.
incredibly, but we ought to discuss that another time. Came to ask about your rhetoric tutor, Dandelion.
Rhetoric tutor? Good one. That is why Papa hired him, but not at all what the bard had in mind. He mostly played his lute and sang.
Şu Dandeli'nin de amma
I
da çapkınmış
believe
ya.
he thought he was wooing.
Mean he wasn't? But you had some sort of relationship?
If you call him chasing after me a relationship. Even so, there was nothing between us. Seems my sisters had a bit of fun at our expense. But enough chatter. Stand and fight. I demand a rematch.
Given me no choice.
Reis. Al. Al. Al sana rövanş.
Why bother with two swords when you can barely handle one?
Come on, come closer.
Reis sakin ol.
Damn it! Well, if you're not an instructor, you should certainly be one. Fancy giving me a few private lessons?
Olabilir. Memnuniyetle.
Can't rightly refuse a request from a lady.
What are you two lovebirds whispering about? You asked about
Reis
my
geldi.
relationship with Dandelion? Well, here's the mix-up's mastermind. Edna var Atra, the greatest mischief maker north or south of the Yaruga.
Dandeli'nin ikinizi kaçırdı mı?
Mean to say Dandelion mixed you two up?
On occasion, yes. But then Rosa would quickly set him straight. If you'd shut your catty mouth for a moment, dear little sister, I could explain. Edna sent Dandelion some love letters. She signed my name. Conceited as he is, naturally he fell for it. I was left to repel the aging bard's advances. Rosa, I had the best of intentions, you know that. I felt you needed help taking the first step. You blushed every time he sang a ballad. He'll next sing at your funeral if you don't stop it right now.
Sakin olun hanımlar.
No poet's worth two sisters nipping at each other's throats.
Especially not this one.
Listen, I just want to know one thing. Either of you seen...
Artık senin şu Dandeli'yi nasıl görebilip bilsin ya.
I certainly have not. My dear sister, I would never spend time alone with a man for whom you burn with a secret passion. Burn with passion? For one who incessantly praises another woman's talents? Afraid I've more sense than that.
Dandeli kimin yeteneklerini övüyordu.
Who Dandelion?
Dandelion.
Know anything about
Dandelion
I
işte.
believe she's a poetess, or trabaritz. Very skilled and exceptionally talented, of course.
this woman? Not a local, right?
I seem to
Ahenkli
remember
bir
him praising her
Kovili aksanı.
melodious Kaviri accent. Makes sense. He referred to her as Kalonetta.
Kalonetta.
Bizarre names are common in Kavir.
Gotta ask Zoltan about this Kalinetta.
Gitmeliyim.
Been a pleasure, but I've got stuff to take care of.
Exceedingly nice to meet you. Please come again.
Eyvallah. Giriş.
Can I expect any more lessons in future?
Nerede ve ne zaman?
Awfully convincing, miss. Wonder where you learned it. Name the time and place.
House here tomorrow, same time as today.
See you then.
Görüşürüz.
You, Master Witcher.
Bu bize mi? Çalışıyor anlamadım. Ay ama da duran bir bölümdü ya. Zaten danış. Reis. Kapıyı görebilsem keşke. Hah şuradan.
Well, another freak.
Anahtar yolu gösteriyor yoksa isimiz Yaman'dı. Akşam olmuş.
Excuse me.
Bir de buradaki yan görevler var. Onu da bir gün yaparız umarım. Koştu bakalım. 200 metre mi? Yetişiriz ya. Zaten bu bizim ilk geldiğimiz adamdı galiba. Hani mektupla bulduğumuz yer. Koş koş koş koş. Ne bağırıyorsunuz be? Burada yan görev var farkındayım. Uğrazilla. Az kaldı. Koştur.
No loitering round here.
Evet bizim şu adama geldik.
How are you keeping, Bobby?
Zaten Çıvay.
You old bum.
Ben geldim.
Ah, you're back. You met Poppy? She want to start
Afyon mu?
today now.
Onu nerede buldun?
That Field Marshal Duda's replacement? The Marshal was a parrot. You do remember, right? Where'd you get her?
At auction. Some mage's estate went under the hammer. Witch hunters and the Eternal Fire joined forces, staked out his place and rounded the sorry sap up. Put his things up for sale. Happened to be passing by and saw this out. Came with her own cage.
How could you resist?
Could they? 'Tweren't possible. Ah, but dandelions what matters now. So, how'd you do?
Evet bir şey eğlendik. Bir şey buldum sanırım.
Women on my list hadn't seen Dandelion in a while. All claimed he had been acting strange. Also mentioned he'd been seeing someone else. Thing is, Mystery Woman wasn't on my list.
What's she supposedly like, this lass?
Blonde, from
Sarısın Kovilli.
Troberitz apparently.
Bu bizim
Named
Sili
Kalinetta,
olmasın.
something like that.
Can't be Clear as crystal. It's Priscilla.
Priscilla.
Must be her.
Priscilla'daki.
Who's this Priscilla?
A Troveritz, like you said. Quite popular of late. Picture Dandelion with a pair of tits and you've got the general idea.
Interesting image.
Hiç oluşmadı.
So how Dandelion handled meeting his female double?
I think he fell in love.
Şüpheli.
Dandelion in love. Actually, truly in love.
Oh, yes. Laddie's head's on fire. Lassie's got him whirling.
All right. Guess we gotta talk to her.
Priscilla works
Nerede
for
ki?
Onon's troupe. Reynard and the Foxen. Whenever they're in town, she performs nightly at the Kingfisher.
Mean we've been sentenced to an evening of poetry?
Must you always? This'll be true poetry, Geralt. You'll see.
Görelim bakalım. Bakın Bruce'u 84 olmuş. Bizim şu şeye doğru bir çıkalım. Hop buradan değil. Hadi gelmişken yiyelim. Şu şey nerede? Yandık odada mı? Bulamadık ama. Hayda. Aşağıda mıydı acaba? Ya da bir kat daha yukarıdaydı. Aynen. Zuro nerede? Aman her neyse. Zuli arayana kadar bulamayacağız. Belli oldu. Aşağıda ben belki aşağıda olabilir. Evet aşağıdaymış. Gelmişken de şu Nacak 51 oluyor. Bir bakalım. Bizde Nacak var mı? Diğer Nacak Nacak şöyle değişiyor. Şu neymiş? Gümüş kılıç. Şöyle yapalım. Şu ikisini bırak. Böyle iyiyizdir bence. Birazcık araştık ama yemek şu hepsi hazır. Çünkü ihtiyacımız illa bir gün olacağı için çok yemek almaya çalışıyorum. Hızlıca koşturalım şu Zoltan'ın görevi vakti sonra buluşacağımız şeye doğru ilerleyelim. Yavaş yavaş yavaş yavaş. İşte bir yan görev var. Şöyle bir koşturalım. Aman da bağırıyor be. Şurada bir buluşalım. Bir saati tamamladık videoda. Biraz da ilerleyeceğiz arkadaşlar. Bir saat 15 dakika bir bölüm yaparız.
Here already. Come on, let's find some arse rests. Should start soon.
Aha geldi. Umarım telif atmazlar. Çağır bakalım. Burası birazcık getirme arkadaşlar. Ses güzelmiş. Eyvallah. Şimdi telif melif atılır diye arkadaşlar hızlı geçtim. Ve bayağı da çalıyormuş. Sesi de güzeldi. Eminim telifidir. Hiç gerek yok.
I know him. 'Twas him murdered some Temerian boys back at White Orchard.
Silence, woman. We've come to hear music.
A murderer?
Eyvah.
There's a war on. Some die.
Oh, please, argue this out elsewhere.
Squabbles and rows again. And I was told this was a decent establishment.
If I know Geralt, he risked his noggin to save someone else's arse.
Save, you say? He murdered folk.
Ha bu bizim ilk tabanca takımı.
Provoke you.
There's the door. Settle this outside.
Come. I wish to listen to music. Music!
Cultural capital of the world? The fuck it is.
Hayda.
Permit me to introduce this here's Priscilla, known also as Calinetta. As lovely as she is talented.
Evet.
And this
Benziyor.
Geralt of Rivia, I know. Dandelion's told me a great deal about you, and I've listened with bated breath. Don't be surprised. After all, doubt I could think of a more fitting subject for a ballad than a witch's love for a sorceress. Or should I say, sorceresses.
Anlaşılan Dandeli'nin bir şeyi atlamamış.
Dandelion was meticulous in telling my story, down to personal and insignificant details. Did he offer anything about himself, like where he was going?
Splendid. Very funny, truly. So, see you later. Not here. Come with me.
Vay, bizden saklanıyor.
Is there a reason for all this sneaking around?
An excellent one. When last I saw Dandelion, he told me he was planning a heist.
Vay, hırsızlık yapacakmış.
And I've not seen him since.
Herhalde soygun fiyaskoyla sonuçlanmıştır.
Let me guess.
Bence öldü adam veya tutsak.
Well, he's not driven up in a gilded carriage laden with jewels, so I should think so. I've asked after him everywhere, but it seems an army of tongue-stealing cats has overrun the city. I learned only that he raised a ruckus at Whoreson Jr.'s lair. Then Whoreson's men chased him all over town.
Whoreson Jr. Doesn't ring a bell.
biggest prick in Novigrad. Not literally, but...
Got it. You're not a fan.
Çok
But what did he do to you?
betimlemeler inanılmaz.
He's one of 4 bosses who control the city's underworld. The others being Siggy Reuben, Carlo the Cleaver Varese, and the King of Beggars.
Dilenci kralını gördük.
At least they didn't cross the church as well. Bring that venerable institution into it. It'd
been deep then.
Anlaşılan Dandeli'yi kurtarmam
Here I
gerekecek.
go again.
Yine.
Rushing to Dandelion's rescue. He ought to pay me a salary.
Whoever he is, I sincerely doubt he's in the mood for jokes. Nor am I, in fact.
Relax. I'll get him out of this. Gotta talk to this Horson first. And Siggy Reuven. Know where I may
Evet,
find them?
biliyor musun?
I don't know about Horson, but Ruven runs a bathhouse. Careful though. He's a
Ya
dangerous
ne olacak? Bir iki tane kılıç da hallolur.
Don't doubt it. But Dandelion's not. I beg you to hurry. Let me know as soon as
Tamamdır,
you know.
bilgilendirin. Ama gidip Siggy Reuven'la konuş.
here. Heading back to the
Gitme vakti dostum.
what Bobby to
Küçük sessiz. Güzel, bu iyiydi.
God. A reaper.
800 puan. Küçük hakla.
I believe I shall stop coming here. It's too expensive. Even with the war on, they still manage to procure.
Ne ağusu.
The liquor is the same.
Şimdi geleceğiz işte. Koşturma vakti. Koş koş koş koş koş koş. Hamama gidip şu adamla bir konuşalım. Hop buradan değil.
They ought to never let your kind in, no regret proper.
Think I piss me trousers.
Hamama geldik. Haydi bakalım. Kapıya vur.
Anybody there? Open up.
Eğer kırmak gerekecek. Beyefendi açar mısınız?
The bathhouse is closed.
Need to talk to the owner. I know he's here.
I'm not sure that matters, as he's terribly busy.
Umurumda değil.
Tell him Geralt of Rivia wants to talk to him.
I cannot promise Mr. Reuven will have time to see you.
Olacak.
Very well, I shall try. Please wait.
Tihihi mi? Sıkıyorsa gelmişsin. Bak varmış.
Siggy Reuven cordially invites you to join him. I'm
Ben Yapım. Ne oldu? İddiaya girseydin ya.
The meeting is in the baths. We will pass through the dressing room so you can leave your clothes.
Let's go.
Hamam alt tarafı ya. Niye bu kadar abarttı?
You may disrobe here. Your equipment will be safe.
Kullanıyorum. Böyle geleceğiz.
Splendid. Siggy Reuven awaits in the next room.
Hadi gel bakalım. Götür beni.
I was made for loving.
Sana çok korkuyorum.
He doesn't blush.
Junior cut off his hand, then ordered him to shove it up the corpse's arse.
Etrafa bakmayın.
And then he sent the body back, offering and extended in peace.
Clear that you've not seen Reuven.
Also got an invite, chose not to come.
Does it loop back of itself?
İçer. Değil mi? Aç. Altın diye aç. Simgesi koydun ki.
Easy, Cleaver.
Horson Jr.'s a dead man. I'll have my scribe send you a notice.
You don't have a scribe. And we'll eliminate Junior when, and only when, all of us say aye. Reuven, your guest.
Selamünaleyküm, ben geldim.
Why the fuck you let him in here? Because I want to talk to him. This is Geralt of Rivia.
Good to see you again.
As always, I'm out of the swiving loop. Who the fuck are you?
Ben bir efsungerim.
Witcher.
Problems with your plumbing? Nah, it's under control. Geralt's a friend from the old days. Although...
Got intruders. Someone just snuck inside the bathhouse. Several men.
What the fuck's he on about? Plowing fortune teller?
Assassins! Please, no!
Bloody hell. I fucking knew it.
Any weapons tucked away?
Just a few.
Kılıcı ver. Savaşalım. Baya son 2 bölüm diyor arkadaşlar. Son 2-3 bölümde hatta. Güzel bir aksiyona giriyoruz. Al. Hop. Al. Al. Al. Finito. Kolaydı. Kırıntılar. Çok seviye arttıracak arkadaşlar. Bu da çok iyi oldu bizim için.
My security failed. I'll get to the bottom of who, why, and how. They were whoreson scum. That's the bottom of who and how right there.
Don't start that again. Especially not in front of our guests.
O sessizliği de ben de arıyorum.
Who pranced in right before they attacked. Coincidence? Why do I doubt it? Let's give him a chance to explain.
Sessizliği görüp onunla konuşmam gerek.
Interesting.
What do you want with him?
Bana birini bulmamda yardım edecek.
Junior's gonna help me find someone.
Küçük.
Orson's not helped a soul in all his miserable life.
I'll ask him nicely.
See, Cleaver? Perhaps if you'd not called Junior an uncle fucker and asked him nicely, he'd have showed up today.
Satıl mı?
Gentlemen, you out of your fucking minds? A chat session? Whoreson's out to get us, and he'll succeed.
Öldür.
We've got to kill him.
Birlikte hareket edersek.
So by all means, you sit here, soak, fart, and watch the bubbles rise, while I send my boys to Whoreson's hidey holes. They'll make some noise, flush the bugger out.
Reise bak.
And you, geriatric, or whatever your ploughing name is, want to find Whoreson? Find me first.
Peki küçüğü nereden bulacağım?
On Junior's whereabouts, be grateful for any lead.
Siggy? It's worth a try. Geralt's got a knack for finding people, and he's discreet, a value in itself.
Aynen. Reis beni tanıyor.
I'll look in on you tomorrow, Francis. Finish our talk.
So how about we get dressed?
Sure.
Artık giyinelim.
We'll talk in private.
Yani giyin diye de bana göre vermez. Değil mi yani?
Right mess
Hah,
that was.
giyindi.
Never thought I'd be glad to see the man responsible for my taking frequent baths.
If you're any cleaner for it, gotta say it was worth breaking your ankle.
It healed poorly. Can you believe it? I must soak it in hot water at least 6 times a day now. Failing that, it bloody pounds like the bells of Beauclair at dawn.
Bunu duyduğuma üzüldüm.
You're sorry? Well, consider it resolved then. Now, mine showing some added compassion could mean a miraculous recovery to me.
Fazla üsteleme.
No, Dijkstra. Just not in the mood for your code names, passwords, and other bullshit. I'm here on specific business. If you want to listen, listen. If not, I'd rather you spared me your wit and threw me out now.
What's the harm? Talk.
Think Cleaver will find Whoreson?
He might not. But he'll burn down half the city trying. What waste? Leave him to it, I say. Work alone.
Any ideas?
Junior's got areas of the city where he's strong. Penetrate them, look around. But be discreet. None of this speed and fury and swinging your steel cock about.
Seyirci neye sahip? Nelerde güçlü. Hayda şu sevişici merak ettim.
Sense to ask around, I guess. Junior might be in hiding, but he's got to be collecting income. Couldn't afford to cut himself off.
Gambling. That's his big earner. Junior controls the largest casino in town. I'll never forget. Hierarch Hemmelfart raised all kinds of hallowed hell there once. Bugger bet and lost his ruby ring. Then there's the arena in the city's bowels. Betting scheme generates near as much as the casino. They're always looking for hired muscle there. Suppose you could always search Horson's house, though I doubt you'll find him there. Maybe some clue though.
O zaman kumarhane neydi?
Where's Junior's casino?
Küçüğün.
The Temple Watch Towers. Horson's got nought to do with the casino officially, so careful what you say. Try not to arouse any suspicions.
Haneyi nasıl bulurum?
Arena sounds promising. Where's that?
Sewers beneath Gildorf, but you'll have to enter through the pits, endure the stench of poverty on the way. Now, Junior loves a good fight. Wager he'd give a lot to see a real Witcher in action.
Nerede bu adamın evi?
Mentioned Horson's got a house. Where is it?
Solid townhouse on Temple Isle, just on the other side of the bridge. Wouldn't wager me knickers on finding him there. Junior's not
Olsun.
stupid.
Bizi severiz. En azından insan.
See if I can't find Horson at the casino or the arena. Might talk to Cleaver as well, though.
Do what you will. Just be cautious. Horson's expecting payback, I've no doubt.
Thanks for your help, Dijkstra.
Just go, Witcher. And if you can't find the slimy bastard, come and see me. I know him well. Might figure something out.
Bu adamlar çok da ilginç ya. Dandelion'dan ne olduğunu biliyor musun?
Listen,
Dandeli.
Dandelion's missing.
Dandeli.
Any idea what might have happened to him?
Same thing that happens to anyone who steps on Junior's toes.
Meaning?
He's surrounded by splendid virgins who ply him with sparkling wine and pastries stuffed with nightingales' tongues. Come, Geralt, what do you think's happened to him? I reckon he's at the bottom of the pontar, trussed up with the strings of his own mandolin.
Loot.
Far as I'm concerned, he might as well be rotting down there with a goddamn trombone.
Bu asabiyet neden?
Seem a bit prickly. Something bothering you?
Sorry. I know I've been unbearable lately. But at my age, the menopause, what with hot flushes and violent mood swings.
Dijkstra, men don't get menopause. You know that, don't you?
Yes, you moron. I also know you don't actually give a shite about my problems. What do you want?
You got me. Need work. Thought you might throw some my way. Monster trouble, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Might be able to help me in
Sana bak. Daha karşılaşmadık kaç
If you
gündür.
did, why then I might be inclined to ask after Dandelion. Establish what happened to him.
Belki yardımcı olurum. İhtiyacın nedir?
Maybe I can help. What do you need?
I'd rather show than tell. Pictures worth 1,000 words and all that tripe. Ah, and you do realize, if you say anything about what you see here to anyone, it'll mean a razor between your ribs.
Figured as much.
Excellent. One last request. Oh, let's call it what it is. A command. Don't draw your sword unless I ask you to.
Çekmem. 150 XP. Bu ana göre çok iyi puan kastladı bize. Reis ne yapıyorsun?
Be so kind as to follow me.
Reis'e bak. Gizli kapı yapmış. Takip edeyim mi? Etmeyeyim mi? Edeyim.
Got a minute?
I do. What do you want?
Tedavi temas halinde misin?
contact with Radovid?
See, you're as witty as ever. No, I'm not in contact with him, and I prefer it remained that way.
Never quite forgave you for conspiring with Philippa Eilhart?
Radovid doesn't forgive. Not anything, not anyone, and especially not the sorceress of the lodge.
Bir saat 15 dakika dedim ama bu tarafa doğru gidiyoruz. Filippa'dan haber var mı?
Philippa Eilhart. Had any news?
Just good.
Meaning?
After Radovid popped her eyes out, she disappeared without a trace. If I've any luck, she's finally eating dirt.
Thought you two were close.
We were, until Philippa sent assassins after me.
Usta bir casustan usta bir süslüye. İlginç bir terfi.
From master spy to master criminal. Interesting progression.
Why? Truth be told, they're awfully similar. Both about maintaining a net of informers, being tough in negotiations, bribing officials, the occasional assassination. Same old shit.
Yeah, except you used to do that in the name of some ideal. And now?
Now I've decided I've slaved enough for ideals. It's time I worked for myself. And thus far, it's been going rather well.
Bakalım. Hoşça kal.
Time was on my way.
Got things to do myself. So long.
Ha, şuradan aç.
Oh, Bart, not again.
Bart.
Bart mı?
Stop that now.
Bart, man. Bart makes
Ha, bu bizim reis.
Beating your head against the wall won't change that.
Bart, hard. Bart, less thinky. Bart,
Bu bizim trolldü galiba.
Bart, Sadler.
Beni buraya neden getirdin?
Don't seem to have trouble communicating with the troll. Why'd you bring me down here?
Take note of that hole. We'll come back to it later. And see that door? Vault behind it, until recently filled with Novigrad crowns and countless other valuables.
Bart, God. Then boom! Chorfun go!
Translating into common, someone fucking made off with nearly 20 tons of my gold and all the lighter stuff. And you will help me get it back.
Pekala, sana yardım edeceğim.
Fine. I'll help you.
You're not exactly bursting with enthusiasm.
Witcher mutations. They strip us of emotion. I'd be jumping for joy otherwise. All right. Ought to look around. But first some questions.
Evet, birkaç soru.
All ears.
Hırsızlar o delikten mi girdiler?
Take it the thieves got in through the hole behind you.
You're a regular fucking master sleuth. Any other brilliant deductions you want confirmed? The year, maybe? Bloody name of Redania's king?
No, but I am wondering, for instance, how that hole got there.
Hole no. Boom. Hole. Bart look, won't go. Bart look.
Kötü mantığa kafada.
Only sleep.
Bu reis de güzel.
Bart
Ama güçlü yaratığa benziyor.
head fall.
Bu mu? Biraz açar mısın acaba?
Boom. Can you elaborate?
Biraz açıklayabilir misin?
Big.
İşte böyle.
Like.
I'll elaborate. Explosion. Big enough to blow that fucking hole in the wall, separating the vault from the sewers.
Gotten pretty good at communicating with this troll.
Lots of prior experience. Worked with idiots my whole life.
Salak temsilin iyiydi. Kötü mantarlar ne demek istiyorsun?
Bad mushrooms? What's that?
Misiniz?
Pop's mold.
Paf küfür.
Spores are
Pat
highly
küfür.
toxic. One whiff and you're dead. Unless you're a troll, that is.
Yes. Bart. Bad trolls.
Not talking to you, dimwit. Where was I?
Man kafa.
Mold spores. They cover the walls of the sewers other side of the vault. Actually thought it was a good thing, you know? A bit of extra protection. Thieves found a way through it.
Bart, you see them?
Bad through hole. Once see boom. Got what?
Kötü to.
Shroom. Sleep go. Your fun gone.
Bad troll.
Bad troll.
Now. Stiff up a lip.
Hırsızın izini aramaya denedin mi?
Try to track down the thief yourself?
Of course. I had this lummox Fonce, thick enough not to ask questions. We knocked back some pops antidote and entered the sewers. Soon after, I returned alone.
What happened?
Lad started belching something horrendous. I mean, burps with so much mass the walls shook. Told him, Fonce, stop. You're in the presence of a count. Well, former count, but still. And then he puked up. Up came most of the antidote. Lost his protection. Tried to pull him out. Then I heard a bubbling. Something crawled out of the water. I value the lives of my men, I do. But I value my own even more. Dropped Fonce and ran like hell.
Lağıma göz atmalıyım.
Should look around the sewers. Got any more of that pop's antidote?
Have a few vials left. Got the formula too. Disgusting swill, to be honest. But it'll save your life. Here.
Eyvallah.
Thanks.
You've naught to thank me for, literally. You're no good to me if you suffocate. Listen, I'll be upstairs if you need me. Sight of this empty vault's giving me an ulcer. Good luck to you.
Eyvallah. Reis dur.
Dandelion, what the hell have you gotten yourself into?
İncele.
Just curled out. Something inside blew it wide open. Wall too. Bathhouse drain pipes seem to converge here. Pipe's great. Explosion crumpled it like a piece of paper. And there's mortar on the bar.
Birazdan bölümü bitecek arkadaşlar.
Place at the time of the explosion. Blast tore it from the wall. No traces of magic. This was no spell. It was a bomb. Now, why am I not finding pieces of it? Shouldn't go any further without taking that antidote. Getting harder to breathe. Counters. Of course.
Ölmeyeyim.
Getting close.
Öldük ya. Vallahi ne yapacağımı bilemedim. Bunu çok saçma yerden başlatmaz. Bir saat 28 dakika bitmek üzere. İlerleyebilirsek ilerleyelim, ilerleyemezsek de bitiririz. İşte çok da zorlanmamıştık. Zorlanmış da olduk. Onun hızlı mı geçmek lazımdı yoksa yavaş mıydı? Onu tam anlayamadım. İyi buradan başladı. Ya.
Edges curled out. Something inside blew it wide open. Wall too.
Tamam şunu inceledik.
Pipes great. Explosion crumpled it like a piece of paper. And there's mortar on the bars. So it was in place at the time of the explosion. Blast tore it from the wall. Pipes great. No traces of magic. Explosion crumpled it like a piece of paper. It there's a bomb, there's mortar on the bars. Now, why am I not finding pieces of it? Shouldn't go any further without taking it.
Şu akıntıyı takip edersek
Getting harder to breathe.
oradan gireceğiz koşuştura. Koş. Koş koş. İyi böyle zehirlenmiyor. Güzel güzel. Ölmeyeyim de. Dur, şurada bir şey var. Ah.
Bottom of a container. Silver cylinder, most likely. Runes etched in the bottom. It's warped, probably by the explosion. Bomb part. Must be. Smells like wyvern oil and caramel. That'd be it down here.
Güzel.
Time to see Dijkstra.
Nasıl döneceğiz?
Gold coin.
Hah,
Trail
çıktık.
ends here. Dandelion must have loaded the treasure onto a boat.
Ben neredeyim şu an? Şunu bir yak. Yağmala. Lazım var değil. Nereden mi çıkabiliriz? Ha, işareti koydu. Dur.
Come on.
Koş. Ya, sıkıntı yok. İyi. Yırttık. Şuradan yukarı çıkalım. Süper. Koş koş koş koş koş. Şuradan yağdır. Reis seninle bir konuşalım.
I do. What do you want?
İncelememi bitirdim.
Done. Examined every nook of the sewers near your vault.
Well, learn anything?
Hayır. Öğrendik mi hiç anlamadım ki. Tipe bak. Bombanın parçalarını buldum.
Seems to me a bomb blew the wall open. Look.
Bottom of a silver cylinder, probably. Covered in runes. Interesting. Any idea what it contained?
Eminim vardır.
Some ingredients by their scent.
Ejderha yağı ve şeker.
Sugar.
Sugar? Geralt, I'm in no mood for jests.
Ben de öyle. Gözlemlediğim bu.
Just saying what I found. Bomb contained sugar.
Let's think. Sugar would react violently with sulfuric acid, but not so violently to cause an explosion.
Didn't know you were versed in alchemy.
Dabbled in it a bit.
Oxford Akademisi'nde uğraşmış.
But this is no time to reminisce. You're to find my treasure, not write my biography. Know anything else about this bomb? Anything at all?
Bomba borunun içindeymiş.
Bomb went off inside a drainage pipe embedded in the vault wall. but the grate at the end of the pipe was in place when the blast happened, meaning...
The bomb must have found its way into the pipe from inside the bathhouse.
Exactly. Might have gone something like this. Perpetrator started emptying one of the pools, then dropped the bomb down the drain.
The bomb flowed down with a runoff, came to rest on the grate, and, to quote Bart,
Büyüğüm.
big boom.
Bakalım bombayı hangi pis borusundan bırakmışlar.
Drain pipes are only promising lead. We just need to know which pool it's connected to.
Yes. Yapım keeps a record of guests. Should be able to tell us who used that pool the day of the break-in. You've not done badly.
Hadi bizi efsungeriz.
Be acknowledged.
Oh, that famous sarcasm. I missed it.
Really?
About as much as I'd miss a knife in my knickers.
Gidelim bakalım.
All right. You inspect the pools on the right, I'll take the ones on the left. Holler if you find anything.
12. seviye ulaştık. Ama biz arkadaşlar oyunu burada bitirelim. Çok uzun sürdü. Farkındayım. Yani 1 saate kadar ulaştık. Beni izlediğiniz için arkadaşlar teşekkür ediyorum. Güzel bir uzun video oldu. Umarım sıkılmamışsınızdır. Birazcık ben olaylar birazcık sıkıştığı için birazcık böyle uzun tutmak istedim. Kaldığımız yerden devam edeceğiz. Beni patlamış yapmayı unutmayın. Yorumlardan da görüşlerinizi bekliyorum. Yeni bölümlerde görüşmek üzere. Kendinize çok iyi bakın. Hoşça kalın.